Here is a really fun way to do a 2x2. So of course we have the same color scheme as on a 3x3. White is opposite of yellow, and then we have red being opposite of orange, and blue is opposite of green. This is important because in orienting, when we solve, we don't have centers to clue us into how we are going to do it. So let me just scramble it. And we will start. So we want to do white on the bottom to start with. So just pick any piece that has white on the bottom to start. Now, you'll notice these two already have white on the bottom, but they don't match up because these should be the same color. So it could just be misleading to have them there. So let's just pick another one. We could start with those, but let's just pick the logo one. So we'll put this one on the bottom, and again we have another one on the bottom that may or may not be in the right place, but we'll see in a second how it is. So we'll orient the cube this way, with this white sticker being on the bottom. So this will end up being our white side, which means this will be our yellow side. So assuming this piece is where we want it, what we need is a white piece here that has a blue sticker. So let's find that one. It's not this, because that's got red and green. We'll just rotate this around. And it's not on the top. So is it this one? No, it's not that one. We just looked at that. Is it this one? Ah, yes, it's this one because it does have blue. So all we need to do is position the corner we want on top of where it's going to go. Doesn't matter what orientation it is in to start. And we do what's called the sexy move until it's in the right orientation. So the sexy move is a right turn, a U-turn, a right prime, which is back at you, and a U prime. So we keep doing that. Now, it moved it down there, but the white's not on the bottom, so we need to do it again. Okay, it's not there yet. Do it again. Ah, and now it's correct. And so now we move on to another one. As it turns out, this one was right, or got fixed in the process, because white's on the bottom and the reds match, so we only have one more to go. It goes here, and this is not it, this is not it, this is not it, but this is. So like before, we want to rotate the slice on the top so that it's above the corner where it's going to go, and we do the sexy move. Ah, and one time put it in the right place. So now we have the bottom layer all done. Now what we want to do, and this is a really fun way that I never knew before, is we want to find which corner pieces up here are sitting above their correct places. So this piece has orange and green. We don't need to pay attention to the white because we know it goes on the bottom. So we're going to need an orange and green one up here with yellow. So this is not it. If we rotate, that's not it. That's yellow and, that's yellow and orange and blue. That's blue and red. Ah, here it is. Green and orange goes above the green and orange. So now we want to see, so there's one that's above the right place. Are there any others? Without rotating it. So that's red and blue, which is not right. Blue and orange, which is not right. And red and green, which is above the right place. So we actually have two that are now above the right corners. And oddly enough, we only want either 1 or 4. So let's just make it so 1 is. So if we move that out of the way, do we have any now? Okay, so here's a orange and blue above the orange and blue, but here is blue and red, so that's good. That's not blue and red. Green and red, that's good. That's not green and red. And blue and red, that's good. That's not. So now we have just one that's above the right place. So what we have to do is position the cube so it's like this, where the piece that's correct is facing you here in the front right side. So we don't want the cube turned that way or that way. We want this piece right here. And we simply do these moves. We do a turn of the upper face with our right finger. So that would be a U. And then we bring this side up. Think of an elevator coming up, which is really an R move. And then we do a flick of our left finger on this side. So that's really a U prime, but it's easier to think of just with words. And then we move the elevator up on that side. And now we kind of reverse that. We go back over here and we do a flick with our right finger. So that's a U, but this time the elevator goes down. And then we do a flick of our left finger and the elevator goes down. If we did that correctly, the bottom should still be intact, which it is, it's good. And we will have more corners in their right places, possibly all four. So here we have the orange and blue that was above the right place when we started, so that's still good. And look, we now have the green and orange above the green and orange, the red and green above the red and green, and the blue and red above the blue and red. So that's perfect. We're all ready to go. So what we want to do now is turn the cube over so that yellow is on the bottom. And we're going to do the same moves that we did in the beginning to put the whites all in the same place. So this one's already good. So let's switch to one that's not. So as we know, if we do the sexy move, it'll keep rotating this piece and we can keep doing it until it's correct. So let's do it once. R, U, R prime, U prime. Okay, it's not correct yet because yellow's not on the bottom. Let's do it again. R, U, R prime, U prime. Still not correct. U, R prime, U prime. Ah, now it's correct. Now the important thing is we don't want to rotate the whole cube to do this next one. We want to keep the top where it is. So hold on to the top and rotate the bottom so that there's another unsolved piece under this top right corner. So this is where we're working right now. So that's not facing down, so we need to do the sexy move. R, U, R prime, U prime. Still isn't. R, U, R prime, U prime. Ah, there it is. And again, we still have one unsolved one over here, but we don't want to rotate the whole cube, so we hold on to the top. We rotate just the bottom. This is our target piece. We do the sexy move. R, U, R prime, U prime. R, U, R prime, U prime. Ah, and it's all right. And now all we have to do is rotate the top so that all the sides match. And there you have it, a really fun way to do the 2x2.